Hello and welcome into another edition of That So Dolphins Talk. Got myself, Johnny Bake Show, and the co-pilot, Trigger Trey Proctor. We are a little late. Schedules did not line up this week, but
We have such a good slot on Mondays, and then when there's Monday night game, it just like throws a wrench in everything.
yeah. But the Dolphins got the win on Monday Night Football, which is a weird feeling getting a win on primetime games. Doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and for sure thought instant loss. As soon as it's booked as a primetime game, instant loss is already on my mind. And like going into this game, this Rams team, this is a good football team.
Mhm.
D line is top notch.
Oh yeah.
Um, we had some injuries on the O line, which worried me a little bit. We had a late scratch of Alec Ingold, which I
Yeah.
still don't know. I actually haven't seen anything on him all week. Like, is he good tomorrow? I assume.
I haven't heard
Um,
a thing. I haven't heard a single
yeah,
thing about him.
yeah. I don't. So I'm hoping he's back. But yeah, going into this game on Monday night, Matt Stafford, like he's great in prime time normally. Um, the vibes on the team have been okay, but still down. I mean, we're coming off a 3 game losing streak, so didn't expect the performance, didn't expect the win, quite honestly. But we made plays when we needed to, dude. It was like defense was special. Defense was special.
Yeah, the defense finally showed up and they finally got like the stops that they needed to. They finally got opportune stops that like they had not been getting the last 2 weeks. And like if you just
Yeah.
generally look at the stat line, it felt like it was 2021 again. It felt like this was the Josh Boyer defense. Like, let's give up
Yeah, and they
100 yards, we won't give up a touchdown.
Dude, they were moving Chop around. They were bringing him through the A. They were standing him up on the edge and looping him all the way underneath. Like they were using him how he was used at Penn State.
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember who the clown was that talked so much shit on Chop Robinson when we drafted him on Twitter, but I was literally trying to find him and just light into him. But yeah, I mean you were one of them, but there was definitely a lot more that like he's gonna be special. And especially not knowing what we're gonna get out of Phillips long term, having him in our pocket as that pass rusher as he continues to develop.
Mhm.
He's the youngest player on the team. Like really excited about his future. But that like the whole team in general, whole defense in general, played, in my opinion, their best game of the season. I
Mhm.
think Anthony Weaver called his best game of the season. There was a couple instances where the Rams kind of threw up on themselves, which helped us.
Yeah.
But you need some of those to win games, and normally those are the ones that we're not getting, and we're not capitalizing on when we do get them. But so I think all in all, overall performance, it was great. I think we played good team football outside of Jake Bailey being awful at the sport of kicking.
What only going to get 3 good weeks a year and then that's it?
I just don't even know why he's still in the NFL. I really don't. Like this, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's going to cost us at some point. Like we can't continue to put ourselves in bad positions.
I mean,
But
that we said that last year it came to fruition. We said about Sanders and that actually paid off in the end. But yeah, I think there are some good positives, and especially on the defensive side, and even more uh questions, but not I don't know necessarily questions, but like good things coming out of it. Like David Long was an issue the entire season. Like didn't understand the run fits, way too aggressive, not finishing tackles. Like dude just like I don't know what happened to him. Was a team captain and now like he gets waived post game. So we've literally traded like we've basically not we didn't trade anybody, but we've now taken over the Seattle Seahawks linebacking core of last year in the middle of the field, which is really good.
basically. Yeah, and I'm pretty excited about that signing. I know a lot, especially like he was a menace for the Bills when he played against us, and he had a sack against us when we played him.
Yeah.
Like he's a good player. I don't really know what happened with him in Seattle. Like I didn't really dig into it that much, but I'm excited to add him, especially this late in the season. It sucks that David Long didn't pan out. I thought he had a ton of promise. I was excited about that signing, but we just seem to continue to miss on middle linebackers for whatever reason.
I don't think Jordan Brooks is a miss, and I don't think that it's a. I don't. It's really interesting because Dodson didn't fit in Mike McDonald's system, but like Anthony Weaver picked him up right away, and that's essentially the same. It's essentially the same scheme. So
Yeah, I wonder if we have a different, like, maybe it has something to do with the personnel. Like maybe we have the personnel to actually use him how he should be used, and Seattle actually maybe had him playing a little bit out of place. I don't know. Like that's the only thing that can make sense to me. But yeah, I'm excited to add him to the defense. Sucks to see David Long go. Um, I'm a little worried about our secondary, to be honest with you. You know, Kendall Fuller in the protocol. Cater hurt his knee but played through it. And Cam Smith didn't play horrible, but definitely didn't play great. Like I'm not the point where I'm comfortable going into this week.
you want to know the problem with that is like if Fangio would have played him last year, probably like we're going through the rookie growing pains, but because he didn't get any playing time last year, he probably would have made a significant jump. And we wouldn't be in the situation that we are if it wouldn't be for Fangs. Like
Yeah.
really frustrating considering like I don't know. I don't think that it's a coincidence that the defense we're now what week 10, week 9 or whatever, and the defense is starting to turn it around. This is usually when defenses like turn it around in the season because they finally get continuity. I don't think it's a coincidence either that Sealer and Holland being back in the lineup made the defense look significant.
Man, dude, I tell you what, Zach Sealer, again, we shit on Greer for a lot of things, but when he gets it right, like he gets special players right sometimes on occasion, every once in a while, once a decade. Like Sealer, I really am happy that we retained Sealer and let Wilkins walk. I know we preached that all off season and we've talked about it before. It comes up again, obviously, because we're playing the Raiders this week, even though he's not playing. But like, man, the things that Sealer does for this team, like I really thought we were gonna miss that like Wilkins motor that he used to have, and like that it seems like that rallied the defense. Dude, between Campbell and Sealer, like they're supplying that. Like I think it's been a pleasant surprise to watch the way their D line played, which I thought would be a bigger weakness going into this, especially with losing Phillips early on and not having Chubb, who I don't think is going to play all season, unfortunately. But like,
That
and
yeah,
even like Deshaun Hand coming in and making plays, like, um, what's his name out of Clemson coming in and making plays. I'm forgetting his name right now, the D tackle. But I'm really excited to see like how this D line continues to progress throughout the year. Holland had his like good Holland game. It seems like we get Holland's either like really good or atrocious, and he seemed to play really well.
the thing that about Holland is that he gets when he's healthy, you don't have to worry about him. You can put him back there. He's going to take care of it. But if he gets tweaks like his knee last year and stuff like that, like it significantly diminishes him. Like
Yes,
he literally turns into like the wear and tear system on college football 25. Like he gets hit in the chest hard one time, all of his drop 10. Like, and
literally.
I love Holland. I love the way that he plays. He's a huge the defense, and I don't think that he's a pro. I don't think he's the problem. Well, we can even talk about the Deshaun Elliott stuff if we want to quickly, but
We'll get there as we get into this week. But
yeah, I think that him being back, I don't think is a coincidence that the secondary played better. Now I am nervous if Fuller doesn't play since he's in protocol, but I don't think the answer is calling Xavier Howard out of retirement either.
no, my God, no.
I saw that all week. I saw that
I
all
know.
week long. We don't
I
need
want nothing. Listen, I love X to death, dude. He's one of my favorite Dolphin players of all time, but he's not.
he's a little washed. Just a
He
little.
is. He's old. It fit like Father Time's undefeated. Sorry, Bob. I love you. I love you. You'd lock me up right now. I could not run a single route against you. Couldn't even get off the line. Couldn't even get off the line, dude. Promise. But not today. So yeah, that's the defense. Offensively, I kind of hit on it when we kicked off the show. The loss of Ingold I think really hurt this team running the ball.
I think
Good to
I think
see.
they made adjustments just to manage, but like if he's out long term, like that's a problem. We got to find somebody now.
Yeah, because we have no tight ends that can block well.
You don't,
Um,
you don't go from like 120 yards, 140 yards a game to 60 like that. Like it's Ingold. Ingold is the problem.
yeah, yeah. Hey, speaking of injuries, like Lamb, I thought filled in pretty well for Austin Jackson.
I think that's listen. We
Dude,
talk
he's
about
such a good stopgap type player. I really like. It's a shame he's going to retire after this year. But he's been such a good stopgap guy for us, man. And like it's allowing Patrick Paul just to hopefully have a whole redshirt season just to learn like the professional game and learn this offense. And knock on wood, obviously that everyone remains healthy. Sounds like we're getting Isaiah Wynn back this week.
I
Um,
don't think he practiced. His window opened, but I don't think he practiced. I think he'll
I
practice.
thought he did practice. He didn't practice.
Maybe I read that wrong. I'm on it, but yeah,
Yeah, get on it while I continue to rant here. So he's at least coming back at short term, within the next few games. So it'd be good to have him back. I haven't seen any news on Robert Jones. I'm hoping his injury isn't as bad because he's actually been fitting in pretty nicely next to Armstead. I'm also starting to think that you could just put anyone in there next to Armstead and they turn into being a pretty good left guard. Um, I'm still pounding the table that we're going to miss Robert Hunt. Man, I wish we had him at right guard right now. This team would be.
Wynn did practice. He has a chance.
Yeah.
Has a chance to play tomorrow.
Okay. So, boy, would I love to kick Jones over to right guard and put Wynn in at left guard.
Hmm?
That would solidify that left side of the line. I also wouldn't mind putting Jones or Wynn at right guard for Eichenberg. I would like to get Eichenberg off the field. He again had some horrible blocks. Didn't realize Eichenberg is like the offensive version of Christian Wilkins. I didn't realize he was like a big agitator guy.
I
Makes me
did.
kind of like him a little more.
Yeah, he definitely bumped up a couple rungs because I saw that too, and I do like that about him. I wish he did a little bit more. Like if you're going to commit to being a dirtbag, be a dirtbag, dude.
Be
Because
incognito. Be Richie Incognito.
thank you, but like the problem is that Incognito is like really good, and Eichenberg's like mid.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's not even mid. He's definitely the worst player on our offensive line. So whatever, whatever we can do to get Wynn back on the field, hopefully he comes back full strength. Um, Aaron Brewer continues to be a great signing by Greer, in my opinion. Obviously, Connor Williams news that he is retired just came out, so that's kind of
Spelling.
yeah, yeah, that's kind of telling. Tua, obviously, back to the rest of the offense. Run game was did enough to win the football game. Held Mostert accountable for his fumbles, which I love, dude. It seems like
Didn't
McDaniels get.
He didn't get a single carry, did he?
I don't think so. I think
That's right there.
McDaniels getting a set of nutskis on him. Like to see it.
Yeah,
Like to see it.
yeah.
Um,
Oh,
Tua was. Go
that's a
ahead.
yeah. I just want to make a point. Like that's the good thing. We've been clamoring for accountability on this squad, and we finally got it with Long on one side, and we got Mostert on the offensive side. Like there is legitimate accountability being had here. Like, and that's good stuff.
Yeah,
Please continue.
I agree. I agree 100%. Tua was okay. The interception was bad.
Real bad.
Bad. He tried to rush that. I don't know why he tried to rush that seam. I think he thought he had it more open than he realized. Like that play was developing fine. He just tried to rush that. Um,
If when
and
I
he had a couple
go ahead, I will.
couple he had a couple throws that should have been picked too.
When I saw it, I thought that he thought that the linebacker wasn't quite as deep as what it looked.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think happened. Couple of ball handling things. There's times that he's trying to make plays. That big loss that knocks us out of field goal range that he thankfully then made a Superman play to get it to Mostert. The following play after that,
Yes.
so he's giving us that. But the problem, Nick Saban talked about it on McAfee yesterday a little bit, is that every time Tua's been hurt, it's been when there's nothing there anyway. Like he
Right.
just doesn't know how to give up on a play,
Yeah.
and I think sometimes that like starting to hurt us at points. So I'm hoping it's hard to take that out of him, out of the competitor, but I'm hoping that he's just a little bit smarter with the football, a little bit smarter with the plays he's making. Like we can't be in field goal range and lose 23 yards, and he knows that. But man, I think he just pictures that Mostert play and that Waddle play, and even the touchdown to Waddle he bought time on last week, like things like that where he's buying time and making plays. Like I think he wants to try to do that as much as he can. He feels like he needs to be a playmaker for this team, but it's gonna hurt us, I think, and I don't want that. It's such a catch-22, dude. I don't want it to go away. But man, I don't want us to lose 23 fucking yards when we're in field goal range.
The problem with Tua in that is that I think that he knows he can do it. He shows he can do it. And when he does it, he gets a little bit overconfident that he can do it more. And I think that if he just like understood when to use it, like pick and choose your spots, you don't have to do it every single time because you're right. Every single Saban is right. Every time that Tua's gotten hurt, it's been on an unnecessary play that did not need to happen.
Yep. Yep. So that's kind of my takeaways, long form of the game. Overall, it's good to get a win. It's good to get a win in prime time. I'm not.
That was four
after the game.
4 straight losses in prime time. We finally got a win.
Yeah, that feels good no matter how you slice it, and also getting a win when they didn't play their best game. Like I don't think it didn't feel like they had to go out and play their best game and win a game. They just won a football game. Like sometimes that's good to have those. Like I think it can lead momentum, but I refuse to fucking let them. I'm not letting them do it, John. I'm not letting them do it. I'm not checking schedules. I'm not letting them do it. We need to stack wins after wins. We need to look at the Raiders. Okay. There is no way that we need to be thinking that we should be going into that Packers game 5-6 with a chance to go to 6-6 and making a lot of eyebrows do what you just did. But I can't do it.
Hard not to.
I can't afford to do it any longer. Okay, I can't afford to do it any longer. So we're gonna look at the Raiders. Okay, this game's a win. I'm gonna celebrate it. I'm gonna be happy, but I also understand that we're a 3-6 football team.
I think that the other thing too to think about here and is that they are 2 field goals away from being 5-4.
They're also 2 ridiculous plays away from being 0-7.
I know
going into that. You know what I mean? That's football.
Yeah,
football.
It's football.
So football. But now we're playing the Raiders. And the Raiders are hurt. Gardner Minshew's playing quarterback again.
Turnover machine.
We're 7.5 point favorites. You gotta win. I mean, it's obviously you gotta win them all, but this one, everyone keeps marking this down as a win already. You got to show up and play football. You got to continue to run the football. You got to continue to develop your run game. You can't let Max Crosby be a game wrecker because he's someone that can ruin a football game for you very quickly. And obviously with him playing that left end, rushing off of Lamb's side, I'm hoping to see tight end help over there, chips from the running backs, like keep him at bay, don't let him beat you. And I think we have a really good shot to win the football game. Defensively, just continue to build off what you did last week, right? I don't think we have to do anything different. Obviously, Gardner Minshew's a different player, but if you're able to confuse Matt Stafford with the way you're rushing and covering, then you should be able to do it to Gardner Minshew. The only thing that we got to be mindful of is he has a little bit more escapability to him, right? So Stafford is an absolute fucking statue. Gardner Minshew can make plays a little bit with his legs, so that's going to matter.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm worried about is like the classic Gardner Minshew 1 game a year where he goes lights out. Like I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
because he has that in him where he just like literally is the entire game. And
yeah, right. Yeah, that absolutely worries me for sure. But I do think that Deshaun Elliott helped us more than a lot of people are going to realize because this game had every instance to be an absolute fucking fart after a big Monday night win to just go in this game and just shit all over ourselves and end the season. Like that's classic Dolphins. Not even make us wait till the end of the season. Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
Of course not. So him coming out and calling everyone soft, I think lit a little bit of a fire onto some ass cheeks. And I'm hoping to see this defense fly around, and I'm hoping to see Big T Steed get that offense ready to go. Tyreek's injury worries me. Like he's going to play through it, but I'm worried that he might just be a decoy the rest of the year.
Yeah, and then like that's a problem because I think that Jalen at some point in the year gets really banged up. Now he's shown up the last 2 weeks, but and that was a really comforting thing to see like Waddle really be a part of the offense this
He
past
did
year.
have a big drop though.
Well, he always is. He's always due for a drop
I
and
know.
problem. And I would like to see River get more inserted in the offense. I want to see some like production out of OBJ. Like, I mean, he had some catches, but like, if Tyreek's going to be the decoy, I don't care. Send him deep every play. Let's play under the middle. Now, I think that the other thing too is that like we're at a point in the season where the Dolphins we're always in the reverse spot right now. This is where the defense starts to fall apart a little bit. This is where the
Yeah.
offense starts to fall apart a little bit. And like now we're in the reverse part. This is like a complete reversal for what we've been used to in the Mike McDaniel era. Like the offense is like a well-oiled machine, great in September and October, fall apart in November and December. Feels like the offense is picking it up, obviously, because Tua was out, but like it feels like the defense and the offense are starting to make the push when games matter in November, December, when they never do that. And I think that is, if you're looking for some hope as a Fins fan, I think that's where you need to look for the hope.
Yeah, I no, I agree. I think the season feels weird, like you just spoke about. Like it just seems like everything's in reverse. Like, and that could be what we needed.
And like
Like
they're
it's
fun, like they're there. Like they have. I mean, do we really trust that the Broncos and the Chargers are going to finish out 2 games ahead of the Dolphins at some point? Like,
no, and a bunch of those teams have to play each other too, right? Like it's classic. If we take care of business, I think getting I like nine. I think nine's the number. Getting to I think not. I think 10 gets us in. Nine feels comfortable, in my opinion. 9 wins.
I think 9 we lose the tiebreaker. I think we need 10. That's my like
Well, who holds it? But who would hold a tiebreaker over us? Other than I mean, say the Bills win the division,
yeah.
we the Colts in this scenario are out of it, even though they beat us. Like I think they will continue to lose.
Do we think the Steelers have a monumental collapse like the Eagles kind of did like last year?
I don't. I would without Russell Wilson. The thing with Mike Tomlin is he's gonna find a way to win football games. Like I wholeheartedly believe that the Steelers will have one of those wild card spots. I think it's everyone fighting for that last spot. And
Do we think that like the Colts can muddy the waters and stay ahead of
I,
us? Like
I don't think Anthony Richardson is leading the Colts to a playoff appearance this year. And I don't think
the
so
Chargers
in my mind,
problem.
okay, we're fucking doing this. We said we weren't doing it, and now I'm pulling up the playoff predictor. Let me just pull it
I
up.
really you into it. Well, yeah, for all intents and purposes, like this, like the way that this is shaping up is like, yeah, like this is a thing. Like this could happen because I don't know if you
So right now, the first team in is, or the last team in is the Broncos. They're the 7th seed. Um, and ahead of us are the Bengals and Colts. So
I don't know if the Bengals are going to hold on. Like I think that
when the Bengals play, but here's the thing: the Bengals play the Chargers this week. So that's either going to get us one game closer to the Chargers if we win, or it's going to we're going to be ahead of the Bengals if we win.
yeah.
So like that, and the Bengals are going to play the Steelers, so they're going to eliminate themselves. Like the Steelers haven't had a division game yet; they haven't played the AFC North yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are they going to fall apart? Because like division games, like I mean, even the same thing for the Dolphins. Like we haven't played the Jets. We haven't played the Jets yet. We still got another game against the Pats. Like anything can happen in a division game. But for all intents and purposes, it looks like the Jets are dead. But now I'm going to say that now, and then they're going to go on a run, just like with the Dolphins. Like we could split with them. I don't want that to happen. I want us to beat the absolute dog. I want us to dog walk them. But
and the Jets actually play Indy. So again, that's gonna I mean, I think the Jets are dead, and like we just said, the Jets are dead. But they could be a scrappy team that pulls out a couple stupid wins that actually help us, right? Obviously, hopefully they're not against us. But like for instance, they have the Colts with a 22% chance to make the playoffs currently on NFL.com. Like I don't think that's accounting for Anthony Richardson playing quarterback. And the Dolphins currently have a 10% chance. And we have a game separated between us. So like I can't even go off of that. But what I can go off of is that like those teams have to play each other. The Bengals still have to play the Steelers twice.
Mhm.
Like we played we
Steelers,
played our Bills.
Steelers play Ravens this week, so like the Steelers could their slide could start now. Like that's very possible. Like I mean, now Tomlin has never had a losing season. They could finish 9-8, but I mean, like there's a chance of like the Finns being 9-8. I feel like being 9-8, you got to own some tiebreakers, and they don't own tiebreakers right now. 10-6 get you in.
Yeah, and let's look at real quick. Let me look at
The margin of error is so slim for them right now. Like they can't lose a game.
yeah, no, 100%. There could be absolutely no games lost. But what I do want to see is what's the Broncos schedule look like, right? Because they are the ones in that final seed.
They got
But
to
like
again.
they, ooh,
Do they play?
well, we trust. So they play the Falcons this week, which the Falcons are a good football team. Like I don't know why people don't think that. But what's the rest of their schedule look like?
I don't know if
Please.
I don't know if I trust the Broncos to like outpace in that division. It's a tough division, and you got three.
Yeah, it's a ton, and they got to play I think I'm pretty sure they still got to play the Chargers another time.
Yeah.
As I'm pulling it up, what was taking forever. All right, here we go. So they have the Falcons this week. Next week's the Raiders. They suck. Next week's the Browns. They suck. And they have a bye. So then coming off the bye, so this is what I talk about everyone playing each other. They play the Colts. So that's going to either eliminate the Colts or bring us closer to the Broncos. They play the Chargers again. They play the Bengals again. And they play the Chiefs again.
So like schedule wise, it looks far apart, but could be way closer if like you just finish out.
Yeah, literally, if we just finish out, like, I mean, if the Broncos are 5-5 right now and haven't had their bye week, so we'll pick up a half game that week when we win. If we win, we have to, regardless. So the Broncos could lose this week, be 5-6. They beat the Raiders and Browns, I believe, so that puts them at 7-6.
Yeah.
Then they go into the Colts game. Let's say they beat the Colts. That puts them at 8-6. That eliminates the Colts, basically. So they're at 8-6 coming into a 3-game stretch of at the Chargers, at the Bengals, and home against the Chiefs, week 18.
Yeah. Okay.
So that could realistically put them at 8-9.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's I hate to say that there's a chance, but the Finns are always in the hunt.
There is a stupid chance, and that's what I said we're not doing because we need to focus on the Raiders. I don't want to be looking ahead. I want to beat the Raiders, and I want to move on. And then I want to beat the Patriots, and I want to move on.
I agree.
If the Raiders aren't in black, sitting in the sun on Sunday at 1, I'm going to be fucking irritated.
There's not a chance that they're not wearing black and they're sitting in the sun.
Oh my God, I want them in all black. I actually hope that they forget their silver pants and have to wear black pants. I hope they have to go down to TJ Maxx and buy all the preloaded pad black pants Nike Combats that are hanging in the Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think that you're right. I think there's still a chance, and like let's just keep chopping wood. Let's go 1 week at a time. Let's get the Raiders, and then we'll talk about the Pats next week.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. If you are new here, if you're checking us out because you saw us on Blue Sky, we are on Twitter. We are on all the socials. We have a podcast. And like this is in podcast platform. It's wherever you get your podcast. It is here on the YouTube. So keep listening to us, and let's get a big Fins win this weekend. And we'll see you next time on That's So Fins Talk.